For me, self-love isn't about being obsessed with myself. Instead, it's about an unwavering self-acceptance. It's unconditional, like the love you have for your pet even after they pee on the carpet, or your partner even after they accidentally smash your favorite perfume bottle, or your best friend even after they get wasted and you have to put them to bed. It's about being on the same team, knowing what lights you up, what pisses you off, and how to take care of yourself no matter what mood you're in. Hi, I'm Tash and welcome back or welcome to The Loving Lifestyle, a channel dedicated to helping you live your best life. And today I have 3 self-love habits for you that help change my relationship with myself. So before we start, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, then don't forget to hit the big red button below and the little bell next to it so you never miss my content. It's no secret that I love positive affirmations. I have a whole video on correcting unhealthy self-talk with positive affirmations. I mention them in every video relating to any kind of self-confidence and self-acceptance, and I will not stop until every person on this planet is telling themselves how awesome they are every single day. I constantly feed myself with powerful I am statements, and it has absolutely improved my self-confidence and my belief in myself and my abilities. I recite a list of positive affirmations that I've tailored to myself. Sorry, I've got a dog with me. Every morning whilst the hot water's warming up for my shower. And I love doing it. It feels so therapeutic and it's a great way to start your day. Anyways, a few months ago, I saw a post on Instagram from the writer and speaker Mel Robbins, where she said that giving herself a high five in the mirror changed her inner critic into her biggest cheerleader. And so I started adding that to the end of my positive affirmations, and it's been a massive game changer for me as well. I feel like that high five connection really solidifies the positive affirmations and also creates a connection and love towards yourself. Like you and your reflection are a team. With positive affirmations, so my dog is so needy. Stop it, go lay down! With positive affirmations, whilst you should be looking yourself in the eye whilst you recite them, it's sometimes easy to zone out and not really concentrate on the connection that your words are creating. But when you literally high five yourself in the mirror, it's like you and your reflection are congratulating each other and cheering each other on. As I often say, until you know yourself, you can't truly love yourself. Just like you can't truly love someone that you don't actually know. So by high-fiving myself every morning, I feel like I'm creating that connection and strengthening the best budness with myself, and therefore increasing the love that I feel towards myself. We should be our own best friends, so of course we should give ourselves a high five. We're amazing. Giving yourself a high five in the mirror is so simple, but so effective in strengthening self-love. Treat your ego and inner critic with loving kindness. This was a tip from Ella Ringrose, which completely shifted the way I spoke to my ego. Your ego is that part of your mind that brings up worries or worst case scenarios or tells you you're not good enough. But rather than getting angry at my ego when it was being negative and holding me back and making me feel like I wasn't good enough, I started talking to it with compassion, saying things like, I hear you, I understand that you're trying to protect me, I honor what you're telling me, but I'm choosing not to listen to you. Before this, I was taking a much more anger-fueled approach towards my ego, saying things like, fuck you ego, telling my negative self-talk to shut up, and just shutting down any time that those thoughts popped up into my brain. But I realized that since the ego is fear and the divine is love, by spewing hatred onto my ego, I was still working from my ego and therefore not actually creating lasting change in my self-talk. So instead, I started treating my ego, that voice in my head, you know, the one that always holds you back. I started treating it with love and kindness, and that really caused a massive shift in self-love for me. This is especially powerful if you are new to things like mindfulness and mirror work, because you may find that when you do these things, there's that little voice in your head that's laughing at you, or telling you you're being stupid, or even infiltrating your meditation or concentrated time with intrusive thoughts. This is completely normal, but it can be hard to feel like we've successfully meditated if we spent half the session trying to suppress negative thoughts? Recognize that it is completely normal and expected to have the ego try to infiltrate your thoughts when you're trying to meditate and connect with your intuition. It fears change. It's trying to protect you. So it will do anything to try to stop you from actually connecting with yourself, your true self. But rather than trying to suppress it or to get frustrated at it, simply respond with love and say things like, I understand that you're trying to protect me. I honor you. I love you. Thank you for protecting me. But I don't require your assistance right now. This is a much more effective way of silencing that ego. And since the ego is the mind, it's a part of you. It's not going anywhere. So by giving it love, you are giving yourself love and becoming more loving towards every single part of you. When we live in a society that is obsessed with external validation and fitting in with the social norms, it can be difficult to be who we truly are and be that person without constantly feeling like we're letting others down by doing so. A huge self-love shift happened in my life when I stopped ruminating on past behaviors and analyzing how every person I've ever known would react to me making a certain decision, sharing a particular belief, or acting in a certain way. I started being unapologetic. You don't have to apologize for letting people down because they shouldn't have even perceived you in such a way that they had expectations of you to begin with. You don't owe anyone anything. No one should expect anything from you, and you shouldn't expect anything from anyone else either. Making a habit out of no longer apologizing when I'm making a decision that doesn't suit someone else or doing something that someone else doesn't want me to do has been a life-changing habit. And I recommend that anyone who struggles with people-pleasing and low self-esteem start being unapologetic about their choices. Unless what you are doing directly negatively impacts someone else, then they don't have the right to tell you what you should or should not do. And sometimes even then you don't need to be apologetic. Take ending a relationship as an example. Yes, that will probably hurt that person, but if you are unhappy in your current situation and there has been communication of the issues but no changes or compromises have been reached, then you have the right to walk away without groveling or considering how they're gonna feel. Or take quitting a job where you know they're short-staffed. Yes, it will suck for the people who are still working there to have to pick up the slack, but ultimately, if you are unhappy or you feel undervalued in the workplace, you don't owe them your time and loyalty in staying in a job that you hate. Be unapologetic in your actions, beliefs, decisions, and you will start to trust yourself, accept yourself, and love yourself more and more. So to summarize, 3 self-love habits that have changed my life and that you can do too. Firstly, give yourself a high five in the mirror to strengthen the connection that you have with yourself and become best friends with yourself. Secondly, treat your ego, that little voice in your head, with love and kindness. It's only trying to protect you, but you can honor it and still ignore it. And thirdly, be unapologetic in your beliefs, decisions, and actions. You have every right to be exactly who you want to be. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I truly hope that you found it helpful and you feel ready to implement these self-love habits in your own life. If you did, then don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Small changes create big results, so don't underestimate the power of habits in the context of self-love. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you next week or over on my Instagram at the.lovinglifestyle. She's in a basket. My heart. Oh.